The Cash and Wash Technical Working Group was created and started in October 2020 with members of national societies, IFRC and ICRC. 2021 was a year of great achievements by all its members. The report will present the progress and the work done by the Technical Working Group. Each slide is recorded by a different member of the Technical Working Group.
This report will include elements about the membership of the Technical Working Group and how the information is shared internally among the group. This report will introduce the main reference documents that have been produced and how the information was disseminated externally. This will also include the coordination within and outside the movement. We will also develop the results of specific activities such as the survey to the national societies, the mapping and development of case studies, the training on market-based programming for WASH, and the roadmap development. We will conclude this report with what the Cash and Wash Technical Working Group wants to achieve in 2022.
The membership of this Cash and Wash Technical Working Group include at the beginning 11 members from our 4 national societies, IFRC and ICRC. Mid-2021, after the survey to the national societies and the different webinar, the group was extended 22 members from 10 national societies, IFRC and ICRC. The Cash and Wash Technical Working Group is co-chaired from October 22 by Deborah, WASH advisor from the British Red Cross, and Ludovic, IFRC WASH coordinator for Asia Pacific. The members have joined different subgroups according to their areas of interest.
As the members are coming from all places around the world, we are using an online channel to ensure access anytime to the participants. We are using a dedicated Teams channel hosted by IFRC where all internal documents are accessible. We have also used participatory tools such as Miraboard for the subgroup's work. We have also a monthly meeting on the first Thursday of each month where an update is provided to all the members about the progress of all activities from the subgroups and from the co-chairs. The work is organized under the 3 identified work streams: knowledge sharing and gathering, guidelines and training programs on WASH and CVA, implementation and partnerships.
The work of the Technical Working Group has started by the development of main reference document. The first document is the term of reference of the Technical Working Group. A second version was done in June 2021, taking into consideration the feedback from the Cash Peer Working Group. The second document has been a one-page document explaining in short the Technical Working Group. This document has been produced in English, French, Spanish, and Arabic. The third document is what does cash mean for WASH outcome. This document is intended for both WASH and cash practitioner as well as program manager who want to understand and explore how cash and WASH assistant can support WASH outcome. It is also produced in English, French, Spanish, and Arabic. These 3 documents will give you a good idea of the objective and activity of the Technical Working Group.
One important part of the work of the Technical Working Group is to ensure that the information is available widely to all the national societies. A dedicated website has been created by the Technical Working Group. You will find information about the Technical Working Group on this website, such as the past meeting minutes, the members, the documents mentioned in the previous slides, and the most importantly, the outputs of the Technical Working Group. You will have also access to the various resources such as publications, guidelines, list of websites, trainings, and upcoming events. There is also a contact and frequently asked questions section where you can ask a question and consult all previous questions answered. There is a dedicated Cash and Wash page on the Cash Hub portal. This page contains the most important documents on Cash and Wash. We have also created a dedicated page on Watson Mission Assistant which directs the WASH practitioners of the movement to Cash and Wash Technical Working Group website.
A second channel of information dissemination was through webinars. We've had 3 times the same webinar for different time zones and different languages to present the Technical Working Group and the documents produced, like the What Does Cash Means for WASH Outcomes, These webinars were followed by 104 people from 25 different national societies, IFRC and ICRC. We've also had an induction webinar early July to present in detail the technical working group to the new members. Finally, in December, we've had a webinar through Skybird, which is a regional WASH networking and capacity development program in East Africa. The webinar was called Cash Confessions. Participants from several Eastern African Red Cross societies saw presentations by Deborah Bonucci from British Red Cross about the work done by the technical working group.
The coordination with the movement includes the participation of the two co-chairs and a dedicated presentation to the Cash Peer Working Group 3 times in 2021, to the WASH Advisors Call 3 times in 2021, and a dedicated meeting with regional WASH colleagues from MENA, Africa, and Americas regions.
The Cash and WASH Technical Working Group members coordinated with external partners involved in use of cash for WASH outcomes. Firstly, with a Global WASH Cluster Technical Working Group, and this includes: number 1, 2 members supported with the facilitation of the Market-Based Programming eWASH online course. Number 2, consultation on multi-purpose cash indicators for WASH. Number 3, contribution to the review of the new evidence building for cash and markets for WASH in emergencies, and the new market-based programming in WASH technical guidance for practitioners. Secondly, the members collaborated with the Menstrual Hygiene Management in Emergency Technical Working Group in the review of the concept note, which is a call for action on how to fill the evidence base on cash and voucher assistance and menstrual hygiene management. Menstrual hygiene management and cash is a topic of interest for our technical working group. Lastly, the co-chair has introduced regularly the work done by the technical working group to the members of the Regional WASH in Emergency Coordination Group in Asia Pacific.
The technical working group organized a survey sent to all national societies to measure their level of understanding and interest in cash and voucher assistance for WASH outcomes. The survey was opened between May and June 2021 through an online form that was available in English, French, Spanish, and Arabic. You can see on the screen the main results from the survey. The vast majority of respondents, 86%, are very interested in the topic of cash and voucher assistance for WASH outcome. More than half, 58%, have already undertaken a cash preparedness training. 32% have already implemented voucher assistance, when 21% of the respondents are familiar with market assessment. Only 17% of the respondents said they were familiar with market intervention, which is using, supporting, or developing the market. And finally, only 11% mentioned that they are familiar with market engagement. Market engagement is improved demand, improved supply, improved regulatory framework, or infrastructure. You can find all the results of this survey through the complete report or a 3-page summary, clicking on the link on the right.
The Case Study Working Group developed a TOR for the development of 5 mini case studies and worked in close collaboration with the selected national societies. The mini case studies will highlight the use of market-based programming, MBP, and cash and voucher assistance, CVA, to support WASH outcomes in the Red Cross, Red Crescent movement in different contexts and regions. They will provide examples of good practice for the use of cash for water supply, hygiene and sanitation, market strengthening. The 5 case studies are: 1. Philippine Red Cross, Urban WASH Program, CTP system during COVID-19. 2. Bangladesh Red Crescent Society, Sanitations in Kurigram District. 3. Iraq Red Crescent Society, Cash for Work for WASH Outcomes. 4. Nepal Red Cross Society, WASH Earthquake Recovery Program. 5. Kenyan Red Cross. Cash transfer to support vulnerable families access water.
The Cash and Wash Technical Working Group organized the first course for the Red Cross Red Crescent movement on market-based programming for WASH course in December. It was a mix of e-learning and facilitated session. A total of 13 participants completed the course and obtained the certificate. In 2022, there will be the opportunity to join another session of the MPP for WASH course. The course is based on IFRC WASH Competency Framework Level 1, and it introduced the key concept of cash and voucher assistance and market-based programming for WASH outcome. There were 4 scenarios, and during the facilitated session, participants work in team to practically apply the concept learned on CVA and market-based programming. Feedback from the survey report that some of the respondents the level of confidence on skill and knowledge of MBP for WASH after the course increased from 2 to 7.
What is the purpose of the roadmap development? In consultation with the National Society counterparts, our peers and colleagues, the technical working group came up with 3 areas of work to invest in, the so-called work streams. And under each work stream, there were specific topics developed, each one in relation to cash and wash. The purpose of the roadmap is to prioritize those topics for investment, for content development and for capacity strengthening, which areas to focus on and implement in the next 3 years. The roadmap will break down the topics to specific activities with corresponding timelines. How was the roadmap developed? A survey was first circulated to the Red Cross movement to identify the needs and priorities regarding cash and wash development. The technical working group held 4 sessions in the quarters of 3 and 4 of 2021, in addition to the monthly coordination meetings. And in these meetings, they worked jointly on the roadmap, aided by a Miro board. Both plenary discussions as well as smaller subgroup discussions were used, based on the 3 work streams. 3 work streams, 3 subgroups. Before and in between the sessions, the technical working group members worked individually or in their subgroups on the Miro board in an asynchronous way. First, the survey results were clustered and added under the relevant work streams from the TOR. This led to a discussion about existing work streams, which in turn could be verified according to their relevance. The various statements, activities, and topics under each work stream were grouped and then summarized. Some activities and topics were considered cross-cutting and were separated into a specific work stream. Linkages between the work streams were identified to plan inter-work stream coordination. The identified activity groups were then prioritized in voting exercises. Parallelly, the technical working group identified current internal capacities and gaps. Then, starting from the highest priority topics, the subgroups started drafting action plans with milestones and resource estimations. So what's the current status? So far, the subgroups could semi-finalize a consolidated work plan. What is still missing is an assignment of responsibilities for each of the activities, and also some lower priority actions were not yet developed in detail. And last but not least, the cross-cutting issues are not yet developed, so still need development. And so in particular, we're speaking about the fundraising strategy and the monitoring plan. This is supposed to happen in the first quarter of 2022. Again, in subgroup work as well as in plenary discussions. So the idea is to have a finalized roadmap document by the end of quarter 1.
In this slide, we are listing among other some achievement plan for 2022. The finalization of the roadmap and start its implementation through new organization of the working group. The setup of new workstream, the joint resource mobilization, the increase of membership, the finalization of the case studies.
We would like to thank all members of the Technical Working Group for the dedicated work in 2021.